Hey everybody, Josh Yarveder here with the 12,220 pound Alpine 3400RS. She is wide body, she is well kept, and she is sitting right here at our Southern Michigan RV Superstore.
And I'm telling you, yeah, you are in for a treat. This has been extremely well maintained. I was very pleased from the moment I opened, really from the moment I even walked up this thing out, yep, this is gonna be a good one. So if you're not really familiar with them, because like when you start hearing Keystone, a lot of people's heads instantly go Cougar, Montana. Those are certainly, Cougar and Montana are the two most successful fifth wheels in the history of history. That's just a statistical fact. So who is Alpine? Alpine is the big brother to Avalanche. Avalanche roughly lines up against a Montana high country, whereas Alpine here roughly lines up against what I call a full Monty Montana, that kind of big luxury fifth wheel segment. The thing is, for a long time, Alpine just didn't quite have the pull Montana did for whatever reason. I've never actually really fully figured it out. Just for whatever reason, Montana's the one that really took off. Well, over the years, the folks that manage Alpine got really tired of it. And they got tired of people saying, I'll buy one of those if I can't find the Montana I want. So what they did is they took everything in here up a notch. Like for instance, this is a wide body fifth wheel. It's a 100-inch wide body instead of 8-foot standard body. Everything in this RV just a little bit more open, a little bit more spacious. There's also things that like, these are all solid cabinet styles. It's not a sticker wrapped wood, it's all stained wood. Now a full Montana does that now, but they only started doing that in the last couple of years. Alpine's been doing it for a little bit longer. You're seeing over here like taller slide outs, for instance, because our entry door is like 6.5 foot or something like that. That's like roughly a 7-foot tall slide. Everything in here is a tick above. You'll see a full rear cap on the back. But the thing was, when they were brand new side by side, Alpines cost roughly the same as a Montana because they knew they didn't quite have the name recognition built yet, although I think they've made some huge grounds to get there. They had to be basically over-featured and underpriced by comparison. Now, that is a nice 3-seater sofa, but with this being a wide-body coach, you still get that nice side stand on either side. If I'm going to be picky, I'm just not sold on the whole wide-open cabinet up here. It's going to be nice if you get to a seasonal site and decorate, but frankly, if you're towing anything, it ain't going to stay up there. All the way in the back of the RV, that's going to end up on the floor. You know, I'd rather just shoot you straight so you don't put anything made out of glass and ceramics up there and then to go travel, and it's going to be all over your floor when you get to your site. I like the window treatments. I like how they're not boxy. Like if you pull the shades down, it'll block all the light with the valances and the lambrequins, but it doesn't look super boxed off and enclosed. Awesome window coverage on the door side of this one, which is great. This chair right here is the only thing that looks like it got a lot of use, and the camera, like, I'm not leaning, the chair is, but it's still all connected. I don't know what happened here. I don't know if somebody leaned up and down on it real hard, getting up and down, but that chair, it goes, it's just sort of, it's got that Detroit lean. Now over here, you got a 2+2 dining where you have the 2 full-time chairs, and it's an expandable table. And there, you'll see up in the front closet 2 guest chairs actually stored up there. I'd be shocked if they ever got used by, the way I'm looking at this. I love that crown molding. All wooden crown molding around here, everything looking good. Now, the one thing you haven't seen so far is an air conditioner, because this has whisper ducted air. Double whisper ducted, as a matter of fact, in the bedroom and here in the living area. And as you know, Nerdism number 37 states, say it with me, if you don't see the square, then you won't hear the air. This is what I also call boardwalk and park place viewing. You are straight across from that Furrion Jumbotron right there. Little electric space heat and Tootsie toaster down below. And sometimes it's the small things, but that divider right there, it's almost taken me back. That's almost like a very classic look and feel thing. Old super slides often used to have a big vertical divider beam in them, but it really helps, even though this is a one-room open design, it helps separate and define, I think, the kitchen from the living room. And in that goal, I think, personally, it's very effective. Let's start let's dive through the kitchen here. Let's start over here by that convection microwave oven, nicely big sized. They didn't go with the symmetry kitchen on this, which I do like, but as a result, you have huge cabinet space to the left of the oven down there. That's an 18 cubic foot gas electric two-way fridge freezer, by the way. And then, like, even that little entry area coffee bar, it's perfectly sized for like a Keurig machine, and it's even got its own backsplash, which is really nice. But over here in the island, remember how I said they just take everything in here up a notch? Did you catch the dishwasher? That is, it's hard to find, even in a lot of new luxury fifth wheels, RVs that have a factory installed dishwasher in them. Now, I tend to be kind of person who camps more with Chinette, the paper plate, so I don't know that I would personally get a lot of use out of it. But considering I camp in a stick-and-tin no-slide bunkhouse, and this is a triple slide loaded luxury fifth wheel, I don't know that this was really built and intended for me. And this bathroom is something that I don't think would actually even be really fully possible if it weren't for the fact that this is a wide body rig. Here's what I mean. Normally, if you want a giant shower and a nice linen cabinet, you have to have a single entry door bathroom. But because this is a wide body coach, you can have a dual entry bathroom, because I'm standing in the bedroom right now, while still maintaining a big shower and maintaining a very nice functional linen cabinet. Now, do you see that remote control on the bathroom counter right there? Which, by the way, that's all sealed surface, or pardon me, solid surface. That is actually a really cool remote control for the big vent fan up here. I'll tell you where that's cool. In the spring and the fall, when you get those nice evening nights, you can just leave your little bedside windows here open. You can keep your remote control like by your bedside. And as long as that bathroom door right there is open, you can pull fresh air in from those windows, exhaust the hot air that you're breathing and creating by existing out of the RV, and just have a nice little breeze rolling through you overnight. And I'm telling you, those evenings, that is like some of the best sleep you're ever going to get in your life. Now, speaking of our bedroom, remember we have dual whisper air, and since we don't see the square, again, we won't hear the air. TV directly across from the bed space. Pretty traditional window, dresser, nothing too absolutely uncommon there. Although, I'll get you at a better angle in a second. There's some serious floor space at the end of this because they went with a nice deep bed slide. Let's actually take a look inside that closet over there, because what you're going to see is a big stackable washer dryer prep space, along with a, of course, large closet beside it. Now, did you notice at the base of that closet were the two little guest chairs? Now, at a glance, this bed slide actually looks a little shallow. It's because the previous owners put in here a residential queen bed that's like 4 times thicker than the factory mattress, which just means a better night's sleep. But again, this probably had a king bed originally, and they swapped out a queen, and they made their own little side stands. I suspect they first made the one on the right because that one's nicely stained. I'm guessing they probably put this one together later on, just as a quick little get us through a weekend or two, and before they ended up getting too far along with it, they ended up trading this thing in and swapping her out. And man, the gloss on that glass is gleaming. Previous owners did a remarkably good job taking care of this one. Once again, that sun is bright peeking around the camera right there. This is a wide body RV. This is a 100-inch wide body platform, just adding that extra bit of space in all the rooms all the way around. Up front, we got that shock dampening pin box, and I like what they did here. This is just wide open. You know, there's not like trays and batteries and propane. Like, they left this wide open. It is sized so that if you wanted to put a generator in it, you could. I believe there's, on the new ones, there's factory options for that. One of the cool things about this facility is we are actually located not too far, like an hour from Onan. So we can theoretically ship things like this to Onan to have a factory generator install performed on it, which is pretty cool. The decals and everything are looking great. I don't see wicked weathering. The tires are upgraded. They are Goodyear G-rated radials, not the factory standard tires on this. And look on either side of those tires, you can see how they are, they're 6-point automatic leveling. I noticed this jack appeared to be a couple degrees off axis. We all kind of noticed that. We hit the leveling button a few times to make sure the system still worked. It seems to work without issue. I want to acknowledge what I see, but at the same time, I don't really see any problems with it. It's kind of tricky sometimes when you look at used RVs like this. You forget it's not brand new. Maybe it does have a couple miles on it, especially one like this that has been so well kept overall. Of course, it is hot cold camp rated. You've got the enclosed protected docking center, and apparently we have Optimus Prime peeking in from the other side there. What's up, Op? Which reminds me of the Dr. Seuss Transformers crossover that never actually happened, known as Hoptimus on Optimus. So dumb. Anyway, the entry door is anti-slam, by the way. You see the 4 stable steps leading in. One of the other things I noticed, I'm not sure at what point this happened, but the previous owner replaced, it looks like, at least the awning fabric. The awning hardware may be original. I don't have notes on that. But this, I would be shocked if it originally shipped from Keystone with a white awning shroud. I have to believe that was an aftermarket replacement. It looks fine. It works fine. It doesn't really bother me. I just noticed that it's there. Now, the entry door is 30 inches wide and, 6 foot tall, which is kind of nice, or 6.5 foot tall, rather. Residential standard size door. Montana does a lot of that as well. All of the windows over here. Again, there's no cabinet above the sofa in that slide, but it does mean maximize windows, which really gives this thing one heck of a, awesome view over here on the door side of the rig. Something else I really like is how they went with those maximized slide side breeze through windows to give you an, even greater look around this thing. That's something not everybody does. You see, that's a class 2 receiver hitch on the back, which means bike rack. It is not really, it's not rated for towing. This was made before a lot of big fifth wheels had towing hitches on the back. And you see the rear cap. Once again, that was kind of one of those things where Alpine wanted to define itself from sister Montana. Unless you go with a legacy package, you didn't tend to get something like that. It was just another one of those little up-end features where they wanted to really just put their stamp on things. But in my time, I've been on a roof or two. This is a nice one. Everything looks good up here. I like the attic vents, letting a lot of the heat from sunshine breathe out of the ceiling structure so that it's not baking the AC vents. If I'm gonna be picky, white AC shrouds are my preference over black just because they tend to absorb less heat, but it's also not going to be the make or break thing for a trip for you. You see how they added the fantastic fan vent covers over the kitchen and the bathroom here. And something else I always look for when I get up, especially on these used RVs, what kind of preventative care have we seen? And this looks like it has seen exactly what you want to see. Around the skylight, because the skylights generate and dissipate more heat than most of the other areas of the RV, the seals around the skylight tend to wear out a little bit more quickly. They get baked a little bit faster. Also, one of the most important areas to look at is like the corner termination strips. And as I looked at this, I noticed you can see a couple of the lighter splotch marks on here. It looks like they were on top of their TLC. Now, that is not a bird dropping. It does look like maybe a tree branch skidded its way up here across the nose. And what's also supporting that theory that I have is that there's been a patch here. But, as you can see, I can walk all over this. And it's all solid decking under my feet. And I'm packing on some pandemic poundage dad bod kind of activity right now. It holds fine. So the folks must have known that they went under a tree branch. They must have checked it right away and got it patched before they had major issues. Ounce of prevention, absolutely worth a pound of cure.
So what do you think about that? Like I said, I think the people for a long time, and I would be among them, admittedly, years ago, I looked at these and said, well, it's not a Montana. I don't care that it's not a Montana. It's an Alpine, and it absolutely stands on its own legs, and I don't mean just the leveling jacks. So if you'd like to take her home, give us a call. I'll leave you a link in the video description. You can see if she is available. Carry the one, got it. And check the pricing without ever needing to call anybody here. You don't need to give us your social security number just to get a rough idea of the price tag on one of these. Taxes and tags can vary from state to state, so give us a call. We'll get you a total out the door figure, easy peasy. You need hitching, you need it delivered, all that stuff? We do that too. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, like our video, and let us know what you think. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.
Okay.